Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on problem solving. Try a simpler version. It is sometimes helpful to create a simpler version of a given problem. This may help you to work out the steps needed to solve the more difficult problem. A swimming relay race consists of only two teams. Each team has 4 swimmers, making a total of 8 swimmers. After the race, each swimmer shook hands with every other swimmer. What was the total number of handshakes? Now here's the solution. We start with a simpler version, so start with 2 people and keep increasing the number by 1 until a pattern emerges. So if you have 2 people, say Q and R, there's only 1 handshake. That's pretty easy. If you have 3 people, now here's a good little way of doing this. QRS, imagine they're the 3 people, and just join them with lines. Just count the number of lines, and that tells you the number of handshakes. So for 3 people, you have 3 handshakes. With 4 people, you've got PQRS, so that gives you a square. Draw in the 2 diagonals. That gives you 6 lines, which means you have 6 handshakes. For 5 people, PQRST, you have a pentagon. And then draw in all the other lines to link every other person. Okay, so link P with the other 2, link S with the other 2, and keep doing that. Link T with the other 2. Just count the number of lines. You will find there are 10 lines. That gives you 10 handshakes. If you have 6 people, naturally that's a 6-sided figure, which is a hexagon. Okay, PQRSTU. Then link all the other letters across so that you don't leave anyone out. And when when you count all the lines, you have 15 lines, which means there are 15 handshakes. Now let's see if we can use those patterns there. See if we can find a pattern to work out how many handshakes for 8 swimmers. If we summarize the information on the previous slide, we have 2 people, 1 handshake, 3 people, 3 handshakes, 4 people, 6 handshakes, 5 people, 10 handshakes, and 6 people, 15 handshakes. Now that's what we had on the previous slide. Here's our pattern. From here to here, it increases by 2. From here to here, increases by 3. From here to here, it increases by 4. From here to here, it increases by 5. So from here to here, it increases by 6, so that gives you 21. So if you had 7 people, there'd be 21 handshakes. And from here to here, it increases by 7. So if you had 8 people, there would be 28 handshakes. Example 2. A family went to dinner, and the total cost was $80. They want to give a tip of 15% to the waiter. How much is the tip? Solution. The easy way to do this problem is to find 10% of $80 first, then using this answer to help us find 15%. So once you find 10% of $80, you can then use that answer to help you find what 15% is. Let's see how we do it. 10% of $80 is pretty easy. That's $8. Therefore, 5% must be half that amount. So 5% must be $4. So 15% of 80 must be $8 plus $4, and that's $12. And that's your tip. Example 3. There are 32 players who enter a knockout singles competition in tennis. How many games need to be played to determine the overall winner? Solution. Let us start with 2 players and gradually increase the number to find a pattern. Naturally, if you only have 2 players, you have 1 game. If you have 4 players, let's say they're A, B, C, and D. See there? A plays B, that gives you that match there, the winner. The winner is A. C plays D, so that gives you the winner there. So we played 1 game, 2 games. Now A plays C to give you the winner, so that's 3 games altogether. So if you have 4 players, you have to play 3 games. Now let's look at 8 players. We'll keep doubling it because that's a lot easier. So 8 players, PQRS2UVW. You've got 4 games. 1, 2, 3, 4. See that? 4 games there. Then you've got another 2 to get to the semi-final. That's 6. And then you've got another game to get to the winner. That's 7. Now, let's see what pattern has emerged. If you have 2 players, you have to play 1 game. 4 players, 3 games. 8 players, 7 games. What do you notice? The number of games that you have to play is 1 less than the number of players. I repeat, the number of games you have to play is 1 less than the number of players. So for 32 players, you play 31 games because that is 1 less. So there's a good example, some good examples how you can try a simpler version of a problem to solve a given problem.